Jake. It's so good to see you and talk with you. And the lead up to this fight was chaotic, even by your standards. And it seems like you kind of live your life in chaos. I mean, how distracting has that been? First Tommy Fury, now Rahman, and even he was having issues with his contract. Describe what this lead up has been like for you.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been annoying to deal with. And I just am learning that these professional boxers don't actually want to box. They need their hand held. They need everything. They need to be wined and dined to get into the ring because they're scared of this right hand. There he is. Fear him. Fear him.
Well, but you're going to be fighting someone.
Are you ready to go no matter?
Yeah. Go ahead, Perloff.
I was just saying, are you ready to go even with this disturbance? Are you all prepared and excited for the fight, even with the back and forth that's been going on?
Yeah, I'm always ready. You know, I'm always training. I'm always focused. I'm always prepared. So no matter who it is, we're going to be ready. I just want to fight. And that's what I'm doing. I have an opportunity here to sell out Madison Square Garden and put on a show for the fans. And that's what I care about most is getting knockouts and getting that highlight reel and making it better.
And certainly adding to it, you've had some notable knockouts. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But, you know, Jake, is there part of because of your entrance into the sport has been in such a non-traditional way? Do you find that your opponents even at times are not taking you as seriously as you are taking the sport?
For sure. And that's their biggest mistake. And they get turned into a meme. You know, I think they all underestimate me and then they end up unconscious. So someone's got to wake up and realize how good of a fighter I am. Otherwise, it's just going to keep on happening.
You called out Conor McGregor. I know you're focused on Rahman and, of course, Rahman Jr., but you did call out Conor McGregor. He responded. He called you a flop, kind of intonating that you're this sort of one-hit wonder gimmick kind of fighter. You know, I understand why you would want to fight McGregor. He obviously would give you a lot of money, a lot of headlines. Why should he want to fight you?
I'm the biggest money fight that there is for him. There's no other name out there that can generate as much revenue between a fight. And I think in his eyes, he would be like, oh, I could beat this kid and get my first win in 5 years. You know, this is just a YouTuber. This is just a Disney Channel kid. So I think he would look at that as an easy fight and a way to make a lot of money. And he would get, you know, proven wrong and run into a brick wall and get knocked out.
Jake, who else do you want to fight? You know, Mike Tyson's been mentioned. Is there any other names that are out there that you have your eyes on?
Yeah, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Anderson Silva, Mike Tyson, like you said, Nate Diaz. There's a lot of names. So I just need more time, honestly, and I need these guys to sign the dotted line because I'm ready.
Jake, when, you know, every boxer goes through this, it's a really personal sport. Nobody is going to run the miles for you. Nobody is going to do the reps for you. It's just about you. So on those days when you just don't want to train, on the days when you don't want to go the last mile, what is that thing that pushes you? Is it money? Is it proving people wrong? I mean, what ultimately makes you get up and do this every day?
You know, it's my supporters and the millions of people out there that I know I'm inspiring. And a lot of people are counting on me. I have a family, a team, you know, friends. They're all, you know, rooting for me and depending on me and supporting me. And I do it for them. And then sometimes when I'm in the lowest moments, I just ask myself, what would Michael Jordan do? You know, he's been a great inspiration to see how he trains and his dedication to the game. He would just keep on going, keep on pushing and not make any excuses.
And you're kind of young, though, for Jordan, right? I mean, was this all off The Last Dance, or do you remember watching Michael Jordan? Also, aren't you from Ohio? Shouldn't you be a LeBron guy?
I am a LeBron guy. But I also am a Michael Jordan guy. You know, I grew up in Cleveland watching LeBron, and I know he has a crazy work ethic. And, yeah, I actually never saw a Michael Jordan game, but just watching The Last Dance, that guy is unlike any other, and his dedication to the craft and his obsession with the craft is something that I emulate.
Do you ever get into the who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan debates?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I do think that LeBron is better just because I think he's playing in a tougher era and he's broken more records. Obviously, Jordan's won more championships, and then there's the argue about a team player. But as an individual, I think LeBron is a better athlete all the way around. And he's playing up against harder people in a harder era.
That will be the most controversial thing you'll ever say in the history of your life. And considering you're Jake Paul, that's saying quite a bit.
People are going to rip me to shreds, but hey, here we go. I got you, LeBron.
Good save there at the end, Jake. You've been famous for such a long time, and you've had different types of fame. For your fans, these like mostly young men who can remember you, from these YouTube shows and YouTube videos and pranks and vines and stuff like that. Do you find that your fan base now treats you differently? Do they treat you like an athlete now, or do you find they're still just waiting for that next silly Jake Paul video that's going to push the envelope?
They're going to be waiting for a while because I haven't posted in like a year. But yeah, mostly like an athlete, they treat me now. They come up to me and ask me who I'm fighting next. They say, knock this person out. You're going to knock them out. They really don't even talk about the videos anymore. It's really all about fighting.
Jake, did anything change after the Tyron Woodley knockout? That one in particular seemed to move the needle as far as your reputation. Do you think people viewed you differently after that fight?
For sure. I think they really started to take me seriously and realize that this wasn't just a fluke, that I was knocking everyone out and that I can knock out everyone I fight. And I think it re-sparked a ton of interest coming off of the first Tyron Woodley fight. And it was a statement. There was SportsCenter's one of SportsCenter's most viral clips for the whole entire year. So just made a massive impact, and I think really changed the course of my career for sure.
Jake, just a couple more for you, and appreciate you taking the time. We know it's busy. I'm reading an article about you in the New York Times about how now you're a big seashell collector. This is something you like to do as you live in Puerto Rico. And I imagine while you're doing this, it's a time for reflection, right? This is a time of quiet where you can have some moments to yourself. When you're out there picking up the seashells, assumably reflecting on your life, what do you find yourself going back to? Is it regrets? Is it, things you wish you had done differently? Is it not all the above? What is it?
I think it's more so about the future and what I'm going to create. I don't think dwelling in the past is a good practice to get into. I think when I'm out there on the beach by myself collecting seashells, I'm focused on what I can create and what I can change moving forward. And that's really been the focus. And I love to think of goals and think of how to work harder and think of pushing myself to my absolute limits and being the best version of myself that I could be.
How far are you from where we stand today to what those visions are on the beach? How far of a gap is there between now and where you hope to be?
We're about 33% of the way there.
That's a very specific number.
Yeah. We got a long way to go. We're about 1/3 of the way through the Jake Paul story.
Last one for me for you, Jake, is obviously you're going to be fighting in a very iconic venue. Madison Square Garden has been home to some of the greatest boxing matches in the history of the sport. Ali Frazier 2. I could go through all of them for you. I mean, is there part of you that feels like you need to live up to what people expect to see from a boxing match in a venue as historic as the Garden?
For sure. And I'm going to give them just that. It's motivating. It's really motivating for me to know that legends have fought in this arena and that I get to do the same. And that's why I want to put on a show and get a knockout for the fans and be perfect. I want to fight a perfect fight. I want to be as sharp as possible. I don't even want to get hit. I want to knock this guy out without getting touched in the face. And that's what I plan on doing August 6th. MSG.com. Get your tickets. They're on sale now.
Showtime pay-per-view, August 6th. Jake, appreciate your time and good luck against Hasim Rahman Jr.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you for watching our video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, just hit the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell.
Just hit the bell.